What's up, everybody? It's your boy Drewby. Welcome back to Call the Damn Leads, the show for sales professionals by sales professionals. I'm your host, Drewby Wilson. I am excited to be here today. Again, this show is all about bringing you some of the wild and craziest sales stories that I've ever heard, some of my own, and including some special guests that I bring on, because not only is this industry and community built around going out and calling the damn leads, but it's truly around building relationships and helping each other learn and grow. And so today's guest is someone I'm truly honored to have. He's been a friend of mine for going on 5+ years now. He and I have had the pleasure of watching each other literally take the jump from sales professional to entrepreneur to full-blown business owner. And I know he's got some crazy stories to share with us today. So I'd like to welcome my friend, Mr. Adam Niec, to the show. What's up, brother?
What's up, dude? Thanks for having me on. It's funny. I remember when we had that conversation the day that you were like on the fence about making your move, and I was right there with you. And we always talk about this. I'm so glad that we both did that, because look how far we've came in 5 years, and look where we're going, man. So I'm happy to be on here. Very grateful, and thank you.
Yeah, dude, it's been such a wild journey. I'll never forget sitting there at that table and both of us kind of being in that weird uncomfortable zone, right? We were just talking about it earlier, where it's like you've got so much excitement and also you are like sick to your stomach, scared, because you're like, holy shit, did I just make the craziest decision of my life? And I know that in the world of sales, there's so many individuals who go through that process. And so what I really want to do is I want to know, man, you're a business owner, you have got a whole team of people now, but when you were getting started in sales, tell me like one of your craziest call the damn lead stories.
All right, so I've sold in my career. I did a summer of selling cars, and it was selling cars. It wasn't too like abnormal, but so I've got almost a decade of experience in B2B, so primarily payment processing. I own a payment processing company now. I started as a payment processing sales rep, and I've worked with almost 1,000 business owners and been on even more meetings and shit. So I've seen a lot of different funky interactions. When you sell to a small business owner, like it's actually, in my opinion, it's more like B2C than B2B. You know, if you're selling to like a high level company that's got, at least 10 million in revenue, that's like a more of like a formal selling scenario, right? But like I used to sell to like mom and pop shops and people that owned like, they were the owner of the business, they had their secret recipe, their restaurant, they loved to work on cars, or like in my particular story for this is a salon owner who I'm not even going to say her name, because like I feel like people watching this would know who she is. But I met with her like late at night. It was like 8:00 p.m. or something. She wanted me to come by then, and I was single at the time. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll come by, right? She like the first time I met her, like I literally cold called her business, dropped in to say hi, like, hey, I'm Adam, I sell payment processing. You want to meet with me? And she agreed to meet. But like I just remember she was super flirty and just I walked out of there kind of like, all right, what's up? Like came back the next day. She wanted to sign up. She was like, yeah, I'll move forward. And then like in our industry, in order for her to take credit cards, she needed a credit card machine. So there's a cost to that. It costs like $250, and a lot of times, I would just give it away for free to get the account and like it, whatever. But she was like, all right, I gotta make, like, we're doing paperwork. I'm collecting her driver's license and voided check and shit. And she goes, hey, all right, I'll make a deal with you. I'm like, all right, what's the deal? She goes, I just got a new set of tits, and I'll show them to you if you give me the credit card reader for free. And so I like pretended to sit there and like think about it. I'm like, all right, I'll do that, fine. She lifts up her shirt and flashes me, and like, they were nice, dude. they look great. And then like, I'll never forget. So like, that was the day that we did the paperwork. She got approved like from underwriting and shit. I came back probably like 2 or 3 days later with like a brand new machine, and I'm setting it up, whatever. She's got like her team around, and they're like, I'm showing them how to like run transactions and shit. These like salon girls, and they leave, and we're talking. I said, thank you for the business, blah blah blah. And she goes, hey, I said to her, I said, oh, by the way, regardless if you showed me your new tits or not, I was going to give you the machine for free. And she laughs and she goes, oh, you fucker, and she brushed my shoulder. She's like, wow, I can't believe you got away with that. I'm like, no, it was great. So that's like the funniest story that I've encountered, and there's probably other ones I just can't think of, but that is the one that sticks out. Like, it's just so funny to me, like, that she just thought that was a free terminal for showing her boobs. So
I mean, and way to be a closer, Adam, and really think that one through and go, well, you know what, man, that is a bonus that I think I can definitely add to your sale, knowing damn well that was already coming in the package anyways. So shout out to you for being a closer and really using that to your advantage, going, hey, man, I got a double bonus here. A little spiff on the spiff, if you will.
Yeah. That was an upsell.
But what I love about that, too, though, is like, you said, hey, I cold called, walked into a business. You're like, man, whatever, I'm in payment processing. I need payment people that need to take payments. I'm going to go out and get after it. And whether you're calling the damn leads or you're walking into a store and knocking on, a business owner's door, there is something to be said about a willingness to go out and do that and knowing that it's going to generate opportunity. And for some people, they have like this special skill around whether it's cold calling or doing, marketing engagements. If you had to pick like one sales strategy that was like your secret weapon, what would you say that was?
So I'll answer that two ways. When I started, it was that, to be successful in our industry, like the first 3 years, I guess of any sales job, is hard because people need to know who you are, what you do. We can speed that up online, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But dude, for 3 years of my career, at the beginning, I just went out and knocked probably an average of 15 to 20 doors a day. And you get thrown out of 90% of them, and you get an appointment with 5 to 10% of them, and then I was closing, 4 out of 10 of those. And so that's the way that I went and got business, and it works. It's not as efficient as other strategies, but to really learn my industry, see the equipment, meet the business owners, and understand what they want and need, it was being in the trenches cold calling. Now, I don't do sales anymore in my company. We got a sales team, and I've got sales directors that run those teams. It's fucking sweet. I miss it because I miss going out and hunting, dude. That's my style. I'm a hunter, and I'm good at closing shit. But nowadays, and I learned this from your social media mastery course. Leveraging social media, right? It's the best way to do it. You mentioned 5 years. I'm coming up. It'll be on January 1st. So in 20 days or whatever, it'll be 5 years in a row that I've posted every single day from my Facebook page. Learned that through Apex and Stuman. I was one of the last people to be onboarded directly by him in his program. And that shit works. So if somebody's in sales and they want to create more leads, here's the basics of it. It's post every single day from your personal Facebook page, not your business page, your personal page, and keep to an 80-20 rule. So 80% normal social media stuff, so inspirational things, things that your target prospect is interested in, and pictures of your family, normal shit, and then 20% be about your business, an offer. Tell your story tell a story about a successful interaction with a client or how you help solve a problem, and then you will have people that reach out to you and come in your DMs every day. It takes about 3 to 6 months to get traction, but if you stick to it, like I have for 5 years, this weekend alone, I passed 6 referrals off to my team for payment processing because I still post. It's just such a great lead source. So from a sales standpoint, our results are judged based on what we sell. There's no other way to put it, in my opinion. And a lot of people, I think, focus on getting really good at overcoming objections and stuff like that. I say it's better just to find the right clients and the people that are ready to buy right now. Instead of trying to convince somebody to do something faster than they naturally want to, or maybe something that they're not fully sold on, why don't you just keep getting more of the best prospects in your funnel and only working with the best ones that will move forward quicker, they'll sign at a higher margin, and you'll keep them longer / get referrals from them. That's what I would focus on if I was in sales.
Man, that is some absolute game right there. So if you guys are listening, which I hope you are, and you need to go back and rewind this for 30, 60 seconds, go ahead and do that. But understanding that there is so much importance to the sales process, starting with having people to sell to. Because unless you want to go stand out on a street corner and just yell at people that drive by, which can be effective in the right situation, I guess, it's not always going to be the most beneficial. And so with the invention of social media and all of these tools that exist right at our fingertips, the ability to create content and make videos and share this information, that is how you get to be the person who people know, like, and trust for your industry, for your marketplace, whatever that product or service it is that you offer. getting out there and letting people know who you are and why they should want to do business with you is a big part of this. Now, the nuance that Adam mentioned is that it's not just telling people to show up and buy your shit. That's not how this works. You can't just go on there and constantly spam people and tell them about your business and why they should buy from you. You have to be a genuinely, legitimately, like, human being. Even though it's all online and we got ChatGPT and AI and all this shit now, like, just being you, having that authenticity is really what's going to allow you to get known in your marketplace. And here's the beautiful thing, and Adam, maybe you'll tell me I'm crazy, but any business owner in particular, let's say I walked in there right now and I've got 100 clients, credit card out, ready to buy and sign up with you. Let's be honest, most people would crumble. Not everyone is in a position to onboard 100 new clients in a single day, let alone in a single month. So a lot of people that get hung up on this idea that they need to go out and generate all of this business right away from social media, or that they're not getting the results that they think they should because they see a bigger business, that's not how it works. You need to scale accordingly, and when you're posting every day, once a day in that first 6 to 9 months that you mentioned, you're getting those trickling clients. You're building up the foundation so that you can take it to that next level and really be able to scale, which is when you get to the position that Adam's in, where he's like, man, I have a sales team. I have these people. I don't really get, I work on some big deals maybe, but for the most part, I pass those along. That's the elevation path of an entrepreneur, from sales professional to entrepreneur to true business owner. And I loved watching you take that journey, because I remember, man, you're like, hey man, it's just me, and at the time you had a partner that you guys broke up, and that's a whole different story we could get into another day. But you've really grown through that gamut of being the sales professional all the way through the business owner. So one thing I'd love to know from you is, there's a lot of misconceptions about sales and business out there. If you had to pick one in particular, misconception about sales, how do you approach it and how do you debunk it? And from the payment industry, I bet you've got a couple that you could touch on.
So we always say that this, our position, we call it account executive, right? Where people sell merchant accounts with us. We say that it's the hardest 5-figure job ever, but it's the best 6-figure and beyond income that you'll ever make. And that's literally when it comes down to getting through the learning curve and understanding your product, how to position it, how to create value for people. It's different in every situation. So I think that the misconception about sales is that it's hard, right? It's competitive and you got to hustle and stuff, but really you're, as cheesy as it sounds, your only competition is yourself, because in my industry, if you're better than you were last month and you grew your residual more, you're fucking good, right? And yes, it's competitive. Every industry is. There's almost 8 billion people on the planet, but it's not about the industry or what your offer is. I mean, obviously that matters in a lot of cases, but it's about the people behind it, right? And how hard do you work? How focused are you? How responsive are you? How well do you communicate with your people? That kind of shit is what wins, and it's the same principles on the back end as every industry or every career path or whatever. And with sales, the cool thing is you get rewarded for your success and you get taught by your failures. And so, for me, it's been the fact that I was able to learn how to generate organic online leads, dude. 4 months after I started posting, I started my first payments company. And it was because I was confident in knowing kind of how to at least make the first 6 to 12 months and take action there. And then I had business coming in, right? I could build the revenue of the company and then go from there. I mean, if you don't have, that's the biggest problem too that exists in our industry. In fact, probably every industry. I was on a comment thread about this question, was hey, what's the biggest challenge in your business? And it was all 90% of the questions or the responses were lead gen. And it's because, people right now are kind of clamming up, the economy's tight, and they're hesitant to make buying decisions. And in our space, a lot of people switch and they save money, right? So that should be even more formidable now, but we're just noticing across the board things are slower. So what do? We get better at generating leads and we take action and do the work. It's not that hard. Sales is not hard unless you make it hard and you try to swim upstream. But I assure you, anybody that's listening to this, get Drewby's book, Social Media Mastery, and learn it and apply it, and you will do more in sales. I guarantee it. Oh, he's got it right there. Look at that. Hell yeah.
I have a copy right here. So for those of you that are watching, head over to callthedamnleads.com. I have a signed paperback copy that I will send you personally to remind you to call the damn leads while you're reading it. And Adam, thank you for that shout out, by the way, man. It's true though. I love that quote. You know, hey, sales is the easiest 6-figure job and the hardest $50,000 a year job you'll ever have. Like it truly is the way you approach it, your mindset, and the effort that you put in, man. That's the thing that most people don't truly understand, especially like why I built the Call the Damn Leads brand to begin with, because so many people think, hey, I'm just going to go and start this thing, and because I was popular in high school, or because like I have a lot of friends or people that say that I'm their friend, that all of a sudden all of them are going to want to do business with you, and that's just never the case. Usually it's all of those people are the last ones to do business with you because they're like, oh, well, I don't know. And so, man, I really appreciate you sharing that, because it's like, you're right, though. There is a lot of that happens. There's a lot of that goes on where, you know, you just have to get over that fear. You have to get out there. You have to do the work. You have to be consistent, and you have to be willing to just keep doing it, because you know that eventually it's going to build out to what you want. And, you know, man, being a business owner, being someone who's incredibly busy, I appreciate you being here and taking the time out of your day to share some of the old stories and some of the fun stuff that, you know, the sales savages get to be a part of. Before we get out of here, I always like to ask this question, because I know we have people listening to this show that, you know, might be making multiple 6 figures in sales already, or they're in that position where they're in that 30 to 60, you know, 80,000 a year, and they're like, man, I want to break 6 figures. If you can give them one piece of advice, what would it be?
Man, it goes along with what we're saying right now. Increase the number of leads you have, right? Imagine if you doubled the number of prospects that you talk to daily, and you set double the number of appointments that you currently run per week, per day, month, however you measure it. Like, technically, as long as you can close and you keep that consistent, your income should double, or your commissions should double. And that's ultimately like what we're working for in sales. Like, it's the coolest thing, because most of us in sales, we're competitive, we want to win, we care about the output, the results. Like, we're not just people that show up to collect a paycheck. Like, we're there to fucking make fuck you money and feed our families and, you know, do whatever we want. Just try to don't focus on closing a higher percentage of your deals. Sure, you can, whatever, but I say focus on increasing or doubling the number of people that you talk to or engage with, and watch what happens to your numbers.
P.S. He said, call the damn leads. That's what I heard.
I should have said that. Shit.
No, yeah. I have to laugh, because, like, man, at this point, I got to take every opportunity to plug that, because really it's the truth. It's the output that matters. If you got 100 numbers in front of you and you only dial 50 of them, well, you can only get 50% of the results that were possible. If you dialed all 100... and then we're like, hey, man, what am I going to do to go find another 100 people to call tomorrow so I can call these people again a day after that, and just start a rotation every other day, making 100 calls a day? Man, within 10 days, you're going to have made 1,000 calls, and like even a blind squirrel can find a nut eventually. If you make enough phone calls, you will get a result. From there, you start to nuance and getting better of understanding your product. You understand some of the different nuances of sales and closing techniques. There's so much growth that can happen from that, but it all starts with a willingness to do the work. And Adam, man, I have absolutely loved watching you do the work in your life, in your business, because, man, not only are you a fantastic business owner, but I know that translates into an amazing home life that you've built with your family. And I am grateful that I've had a chance to watch and be a small part of it. So if people are interested in understanding, you know, maybe they're a small business owner, they're looking for an opportunity to save on their payment processing or learn more about how that industry works, what's the best way for them to find you to come and learn some more?
So you can look me up on Instagram. I'm at the Payments Dude. Or Drewby, you posted that blog, right? They could just go to there and click the link, right? If you want.
I'm going to make sure that blog is down in this show notes, brother. So yes, we'll make sure to direct them right over to that blog too, so they can learn a little bit.
Perfect, cool, man. Then that way we know they came from you too, right? So, or you can look me up on Facebook too, Adam Niec, and it's spelled like niece and nephew with no E at the end. So.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate you as always, and I'll make sure all of your stuff is there. I'll reach out to you. I'll get your Instagram handles, all that plugged into the show notes. We'll direct them over to that blog, because here's what I know. the way that we take money in the future is changing. And if you're not on the up and up, you're not protecting your small business and knowing how your money flows through from where to how, and how you can make sure that you can get access to it as fast as possible, you're going to want to connect with Adam. You're going to want to go and check out Rate Tracker and make sure that whoever you're working with is treating you the right way. He's always going to point you in the right direction. And I know he's got the education to show you how to be protected in your business as well. So Adam, thank you again, man. I appreciate you being here. All of you that are here listening, make sure you go subscribe, share this with someone that needs to hear it. We're looking for all your craziest sales stories. Head over to callthedamnleads.com/podcast. Send in your little story. Let's see about bringing you on to share the show. But more importantly, get out there, call the damn leads, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.